Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
How's everybody today?
Good. How about you?
Good.
I'm great. Welcome, everyone. Pre-show. Lost in My 40s. It is season 1, episode 23, the beginning of the end of season 1. Exodus, part 1. There's an ensemble cast of flashbacks, and Ben is your host this week. But first, subscribe and like below, rate and review on your favorite app, Lost in My 40s on Facebook, spacebear_media on Instagram and Twitter. Email us at spacebearmedia.com/contact or slide into any DM. And if you want to buy us a coffee, it's buymeacoffee.com/spacebearmedia. Now that that's out of the way.
Yes, take a breath.
I would like to say we are recording this a few days before this comes out. Do not know what the situation will be like on the day that you are actually watching this, but our thoughts and said thoughts and prayers.
Almost did, didn't you?
I almost did.
Yeah. I was like, where's she going with that?
You have had a lot to drink today.
I
Our thoughts
am
and our love.
Much communion
love
wine.
Going out to
Ukraine is what I'm trying to say. I am assuming no one in Ukraine is actually watching this video now, although I know that we do have some followers there, and I hope that everybody is okay. And I hate this for you, and can't stop thinking about it. I'm having a lot of weird guilt if I think about anything else right now, because I feel for those people. And I just wanted to throw that out there. But today we are focusing on something else, and it is Lost. How is everyone? Christy, I hear that you made a fabulous ramen dish this week. Want to tell us about it?
Yeah. So I made a miso tahini broth. Pork belly. I took several different kinds of Asian mushrooms and I crisped them up nicely. And then I just used like the brick of ramen that you get in the thing, but I didn't use the flavor packet. But it was really, really fucking delicious. And a couple of my girlfriends came over for dinner that night and they were just going on and on. So I was really happy that they liked it. Ramen's
Pretty good. I make it for Ben and I. Oh, we get one of the, what is it, Hello Fresh or something like that, and they'll send the ramen like recipe. But
Yeah,
and I did like a 6.5 minute egg for each one, so that you had like the Jimmy.
Oh, fancy!
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Love
it was delicious. So I'm getting very much into ramen.
That's awesome. It's delicious.
It's funny how ramen used to be like really, it's cheap, 25 cents for a brick, but now like you can go to a ramen shop and it's $10, but it's really good.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
I'll still
eat a 25-cent brick of ramen just with the flavor packet from time to time. But I've been enjoying playing with it. So
all right. Derek, if you had to pick your favorite type of boob, what type of boob would that be?
Side boob.
The side boob does it for you.
Love side boob, yes.
Loves the side boob. I have trouble doing the side boob because mine are so big. If I leave an open space here, they just sort of fall out.
Fall out. That's okay too.
Does that happen to you, Christy, when you try to do the side boob? Your boobs are big too.
Yeah, sometimes depending on what I'm wearing. If I have a little bit of support, then I can do some side boob. But if there's no support, then the boob just falls right out.
Yeah, it's definitely a small boob gal thing.
Yeah.
How about you, Ben? What's your favorite type of boob?
Perky bees.
Perky bees? Yeah, those are my favorite too. All right. Ben, I
didn't do it.
A joke for you, of course. I'm going with I'm going to go with a one-liner this week. Are you ready?
All right, I am.
Most people are shocked to find out I'm not an electrician.
Oh my God. Woo!
Wow, that's good. That's good.
Okay, do we like it? Christy hated it. No, she didn't like it.
Yeah, it didn't give her a jolt.
Oh, she likes your fucking joke. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, let's talk about this week.
Something you could come up with something a little more current.
Oh,
Nice. Well done.
Just keep on going.
Yeah.
This week is episode 23, Exodus, part 1. I have some corrections and observations per usual. Ben decides to tell us all that his joke about Kate Moss is topical, which is hilarious because she hasn't been seen from in the 90s. So you know what I did? I Googled Kate Moss to figure out what the fuck she was doing.
What's she up to?
Couldn't find her anywhere. She was just
Even Google couldn't
hiding
find
behind
her.
the poles.
No. Here's what I found, amongst other things. But the thing that stood out is that she's still modeling, and she's doing modeling for Skims, which is Kim Kardashian's underwear company, which I found amazing because Kate Moss was the reason I had body issues as a child, because she's a waif and Kim Kardashian's whole thing is having a big fat ass. And so Kate Moss is modeling for that. And I found that kind of
very strange.
I really did.
Is she still a waif now, or?
Yeah, I mean, that's just her body type. That's the thing. That's the way her body actually is. It was those of us who were teenagers in the 90s who thought we all had to look like her, which just drove anorexia. But yeah, she's just like, that's just what she looks like. And her daughter models now and looks exactly like she did in the 90s. All right. Anyways, we also bring up smoldering intensity. So get ready for that. We bring up smoldering intensity and we debate about how large The Rock's penis is. And then Derek recites the copy from 1-800-GAY-FUCK. So get ready.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yes.
I also, when trying to do an impression of Danielle, I absolutely brutalized the French accent, and I would like to apologize to all of France right now. Formal apology to you. In addition to Kate Moss, Joey Lawrence comes up for like the second time in our podcast. So do you know what I did? I Googled Joey Lawrence too to find out what the fuck he was up to.
How's he doing?
Is he a god botherer now?
No, that's Kirk Cameron.
Yeah, oh, I know, but a lot of them went that path.
Oh, no, I don't know. I didn't see that, but I will tell you that he has an Instagram and he looks good. Like he's aged well. So good for you, Joey Lawrence. But listen to this shit. Tell me how funny this is. So last year, Joey Lawrence got engaged to a woman that he met on the set of a Lifetime movie, which was directed by his brother, which sounds like the plot of a Lifetime movie, doesn't it? It's like it
really does.
It's like Lifetime.
It's usually a spurned woman, usually a Lifetime movie.
Yeah. So is it funny? I can't tell you that because it's not funny to me personally, because I've never watched a Lifetime movie. I have no idea what they're about.
It's
melodrama.
Ladies love stories.
Can I tell you a quick little story that happened to me a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Were you watching a Lifetime movie?
Yeah.
Did I mention a phone call from my grandfather at all in these videos?
No.
I don't think so.
So my grandfather calls me one night and he's like, I just finished reading this book and you got to read it. It's great. You're going to love it. I'm like, okay, well, send me the information.
Bible?
The Bible?
That's why I said the Bible.
No.
Dianetics.
I've got to find the name of the book real quick. Sorry.
Oh my God. You have to Google every week.
No. No, I had to look at my grandfather sent it to me. It's called The Wish by Nicholas Sparks. And I was like,
Nicholas Sparks, he wrote The Notebook too. Their love story.
Yeah. Right.
So
like a week or two later, I called him about something unrelated. He's like, hey, have you checked out that book yet? I said, no, but it's on my list. I'll read it.
My wish list.
I go, I said, but have you ever read anything else by him? And he was like, no, I just really loved this one. I said, okay, I've read a couple of other things by him. And I'm just going to throw a guess out there. It's set in the Outer Banks. It's a love story. And at the end, probably the woman's going to get killed. Sometimes he kills off the man, but usually the woman. And he goes, well, in this one, he kills off the woman. Oh, shit. I shouldn't have told you that.
Oops.
And I was like, Grandpa, I expected it. I knew that it was coming. I'll still read it, but I knew that he was going to kill off the woman. So
Nicholas Sparks books, they're tear jerkers for women, basically.
They're formulaic.
And it's the Notebook.
When I read The Notebook, I loved it because that was the first one of his books that I've read. But then Nights in Rodanthe and like they're all the same. So anyway,
That
Did he
happens.
plunge his purple-headed warrior anywhere?
What?
Whoa.
Into an
Romance.
eruption of lap lava.
Yes.
I don't think it's those type of romance books.
Oh, okay.
I think these are a little more like maybe R-rated. Not.
Oh, not
Back to
not-
our podcast. This week,
Yeah.
episode 23. Christy cries through the entire episode, and it's the first time we hear how much she hates Ana Lucia. Stay tuned for more of that in season 2.
Oof.
For
I didn't
shame.
cry through the
Yeah.
entire episode.
You cried a lot.
Oh yeah.
I mean, not through our podcast episode. I mean, through the episode of that we're reviewing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there were
okay,
a
yes, I
lot of
remember her.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, there were a lot of
Um,
moments where I was like, oh my god, I'm crying again.
We also
Overclocked.
devolve. We have this like really in-depth political discussion about the U.S. right-wing patriotic brainwashing, which is fascinating considering we're seeing the sort of same thing from Russia.
It's more like I'd call it fascinating at this point. I don't know.
Yeah,
if it-
exactly.
Yeah.
All right. This video is a lot today. Let's do some questions, shall we? Ethical question. So in this episode, we get flashbacks in the airport, and there are some people, obnoxious Americans, who are making fun of Sun and Jin, and obviously she can hear them and they don't know. So what I want to know is,
Like
if
memoirs
you-
of a geisha come to life.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is what she says. So if you were in a place where somebody was bad-mouthing you or someone else in a language they didn't know you understood, would you confront them or would you let it go?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you
I-
would confront them.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I'd confront
Oh,
them
yeah.
in their own language. Yes,
Mhm.
I would
Just let
like to
them
do
see.
that. Yeah, I think I would do that too.
just to see the shock on their face. Like, oh crap, we were talking.
I'd
about
literally
this
be
guy.
like, people can hear you.
yeah,
That's
I,
probably what I
um,
would say.
This was all
Bitch.
in English, but I was in a bathroom one time at the restaurant, and a couple of women came in and they were talking about someone who worked at the restaurant. And it was a whole thing about how a guy was cheating on their friend with someone who worked at the restaurant. And I came out of the restroom stall and I said, so you mean to tell me this guy's cheating on my friend so-and-so? And they were like,
Oops.
fucking hilarious. So
Wow.
yeah, I would absolutely turn around in their language and be like, I can fucking understand you, you cunts.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Fun question this week. What is the funniest joke you know by heart? Who's first? Christy.
I have two. One's really short. What's brown and sticky?
Shit.
A
Yeah.
stick.
Oh my God.
Oh.
And the other?
Yeah.
All right, there's a farmer. He's sitting on his front porch, and a young man pulls up one day, and he gets out of his car and he goes up to the farmer and he says, I noticed you have some milkweed growing down there. You mind if I get some milk from the milkweed? And the farmer says, you can't get milk from milkweed. Knock yourself out. A couple hours goes by, and the man comes up to the farmer and he's got 4 gallons of milk, and he gives the farmer a gallon of the sweetest milk he's ever had in his entire life. And he's like, okay, well, I don't know how you did that, but go enjoy your milk. Week goes by and the guy comes back, and the farmer's sitting on his front porch, and he says, you know, when I was down there in your field the other day getting the milk from the milkweed, I noticed you had some honeysuckle growing. Do you mind if I go get some jars of honey? And the farmer's like, dude, knock yourself out, whatever. So a couple hours goes by, and the guy comes back up to the farmer's porch, and he's got 4 big jars of honey, and he gives one to the farmer, and it's the sweetest honey this farmer has ever tasted in his whole life. So the guy gets in his car and drives away. Another week goes by, and the guy shows back up, and he says to the farmer, when I was down there getting the milk from the milkweed and the honey from this honeysuckle, I noticed you had some pussy willow growing down there. And the farmer says, hold on, let me get my hat. I'm coming with you.
Wow. That like it.
It's good. It's
Any
good.
joke with pussy in it is good. Derek, do you have a side boob joke for us, or?
No, I don't really have a joke, but I have a limerick that I've always known since I was a kid.
Okay.
There once was a man from Nantucket whose dick was so long he could suck it. He said with a grin as he wiped off his chin, if my ear was a cunt, I would fuck it. Dad used to tell me that.
Jokes are
great.
all with vaginas.
That's
I
great.
love it.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Ben, what you got?
So a duck walks into a bar, waddles up to the bartender and says, "You got any grapes?" The bartender says, "No." Duck walks out. Next day, same time, same bartender. Duck walks up to the bar, goes, "You got any grapes?" The bartender's a little annoyed this time, and he says, "No, we don't have any grapes." Duck walks back out. Day 3, same time. Duck walks up to the bartender, goes, "You got any grapes?" The bartender says, "No, we don't have any grapes. And if you come back again and ask for grapes, I'm going to nail your beak to the bar." Duck goes, "Oh," walks out. Next day, same time. Duck walks in and goes, "You got any nails?" The bartender says, "No." He goes, "Well, then you got any grapes?" Most of the jokes I know, I can't tell here. Like they're
Long.
real risque. And they're,
Oh, that-
well, no, they're
I
just
think like 3
really
weeks ago you made a
beyond
pretty risque Holocaust joke, but
Oh.
maybe we don't bring that back up again.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, that was that was borderline. Most of the ones that make me laugh the hardest, like the ones I find are the funniest, generally are real
Cringe.
I
cringe,
remember
so I can't
being
really do
subjected
those.
to the King Tut joke one time. by
Oh,
one of our
yeah.
friends. That
Yeah,
thing
we
is
don't have
like
we don't have time for that
long,
one
yeah.
though.
Yeah.
I still have
Yeah.
a joke to tell.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, great.
You already did. You told Ben earlier.
Yeah.
That's the weekly feature. This is different.
Oh,
This is the
okay.
funniest joke I know by heart. Those other ones I look up every week. All right. So 3 nuns driving in a car. They get into a car accident and they all die. And they are standing at the pearly gates where St. Peter is with the list of who goes into heaven. And he says to them, "Thank you for your service, brides of Christ. And you are welcome here in heaven. But first, each of you must answer one question." They're like, "What the fuck is this trivia time? All right, whatever." First nun, she says, okay, I'm going to start. And he says to her, "Okay, who was the first man on earth?" And she's like, "Well, that's easy. It was Adam." And birds start chirping and bells are ringing and the gates of heaven open and in she goes. So the second nun, she says, okay, well, I mean, that didn't seem too bad. What's my question? St. Peter says, "Yeah, who was the first woman on earth?" She's like, "Obviously, it's Eve." And the birds start chirping, the bells are ringing, gates of heaven open, and in she goes. And so the third nun steps up, feeling pretty confident. And she says, "Okay, well, what's my question?" St. Peter says, "What were Eve's first words to Adam?" And she says, "Well, that's a hard one." And the birds start chirping and the bells start ringing and the gates of heaven fly open and in she goes. The end.
Wholesome.
Yes.
I like that all of our jokes were dirty. All right.
Mine wasn't.
No, his was clean.
Oh yeah, duck bills. Okay, fine. I just was accounting what you were saying, that the joke that you probably would have told was dirty. Anyways, this week I have a special announcement. I've been checking out all of our listeners every week, and I want to send a special shout out to the entire country of India. 23% of our downloads come from India. And I thought that I was going to be real clever and figure out how to say thank you, but I wanted to do it correctly. And so I looked up, tried to figure out what the predominant language is and how.
There's so many dialects. There's so many languages. Jesus.
There are 122 major languages spoken in India, with 1,599 other languages spoken in small numbers. So
did you
instead of
memorize how to say thank you in all of those languages?
I did not.
We learned that when we were launching a music service on Alexa in India, and it's like you have to teach Alexa in India how to respond to people, and they're doing these in however many
in that many
languages.
languages.
Wow.
It's a
so I was
nightmare.
Seriously impressed by that. And so because English is also a language that is spoken very much in India, obviously they're listening to our podcast, I'll just say thank you in English. Thank you to our Indian listeners who make up about a quarter of our downloads.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, ready? This is it. The beginning of the end of season 1. Tomorrow, Exodus part 1. Next week, we are going to be back on March 8th for the end. That's it. It's season 1. 3 episodes dropping next week. Exodus Part 2, Exodus Part 3, and our special episode of Theories and Questions. All next week. It's the end of season 1, but tomorrow is the beginning of the end with Exodus Part 1. It's an ensemble cast and it's a Ben episode, and we will see you then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.